Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Football Manager Bragging Rights, and I am here with Lee White, newly appointed Chelsea manager. Lee, thank you for joining us today here at the station. How does it feel to put pen to paper at the hands of Chelsea?
Well, it's a pleasure being here and absolutely over the moon to get the job.
How does it feel to be a part of what some people might think a bit of a puppet show there at Chelsea with Abramovich in charge?
Well, I've not heard those rumours, but I'm sure Roman will back me all the way in the market and lead me to my first Premier League title.
Well, he has been known to produce the throwaway manager. How does that make you feel after your previous season attempts at silverware at other clubs? Do you feel like your job is safe there, and do you feel like you've got enough time to do what you want to do?
Well, obviously I've got to hit the ground running, impress from the start. I'm confident that can happen, so I won't be one of those managers.
Okay, can we talk about minimum expectations? Have you already talked to Roman about this? Minimum expectations for the first season there at Stamford Bridge?
No, there was no minimal expectations, but I laid it down. The title is a must for me.
Is that what you're going for? Is that what you're saying that you're going to produce there?
Premier League is a must, I think.
That's aiming for the stars, I think, there for Chelsea. Can we talk about any transfers there that you might have at Chelsea?
It's all tight-lipped at the moment. That will be in a future video, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Lee, and we hope all the best for you there at Stamford Bridge.
Thank you.
And this begs to the question of the newly appointed Man City manager, Aaron White. Thank you for joining us here as well, Aaron. Did you have a safe journey?
Yes, it's always a pleasure to join you, Ian, and you, Lee. Yes, very, very safe journey. It's good to be back from holiday, ready to get this itch underway.
Our inside sources have managed to tell us that it wasn't so much as a holiday, but a pre-season warm-up / touting session. Now, have you managed to spot any talent out there?
Your information's incorrect. The lads came out there with a high altitude training session in Dubai, and then it was a couple of relaxing days over in Mauritius before flying back.
Sounds very nice indeed. Can we talk about league expectations? What are your goals for Man City fans out there?
You can talk about them, but whether you get what you want to hear is a different story.
Well, lay it on me, Aaron. Tell me what I don't want to hear.
Well, you saw what I did at Chelsea. I went 28 games unbeaten, and I fully expect to go on a similar run at Man City. The fans expect a lot, and I firmly believe I will be delivering.
That's a very confident attitude you got there, Aaron. Minimum expectations. What are you looking at first season there at the Etihad?
Well, I think people over-exaggerate when they say Man City's got a lot of money. Yes, I do agree that they have financial backing, but I think first season, being realistic with the money that's available and the players that are available to my disposal, I've got to say Champions League qualification first season, and maybe a bit of silverware in the FA Cup. But I'm not putting any pressure on the lads. They know they can come to me at any time, and we aim to please the fans over a 5-year period, not just over one.
That's very wisely said, and I'm glad you touched the money side of things, because we obviously know that Manchester City are owned by a very wealthy conglomerate. Some say that you got an open checkbook there at City, not so much as you'd have the hands on the kitty from the first season onwards, but certainly second season, depending on where you finish in the league, you have quite a lot of gunpowder to fire. Is there any possible big moves in the near future that you've got your eyes on?
First of all, I want to speak to you about the money side of things. My little trip over to Dubai to see the family over there. We sat down and spoke about the money side of things, and we're going to be realistic. We're going to fit in with the financial fair play, and we're going to look for homegrown talent, and we're going to start looking in the youth. We're going to start getting Man City on the board in the right aspects of the way they should be going, and I believe that is homegrown talent with a couple of youngsters maybe coming from abroad that will fit into our criteria.
That's very well said. I think most City fans, i.e. football fans, are welcoming the fact that you're starting to look on youth instead of actually buying the world strikers and players of today. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us here today, and we wish you all the best for the forthcoming season.
I don't need wishing the best, but thank you very much, Ian. Sit in the studio today with a very special guest, the newly appointed manager of Manchester United, Ian White. Ian, welcome to the studio today.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I just want to speak to you about your appointment, stepping into the shoes of what David Moyes did. Most say that it's an easier job stepping into the position here now than obviously if you were stepping into Alex Ferguson's shoes. Do you agree with this?
Listen, it was always going to be an hard task to follow Alex Ferguson, and whoever did take that job first hand was always going to get the brunt of it. And unfortunately, it was Moyes' turn. I thought he'd do quite well. I didn't agree that he wasn't given enough time, but obviously, time is money at United, and if you're not producing the goods, you've had to go. Fortunately, I've been able to land the job, and at Moyes' expense, and I've got the reassurance of the board with financial backing for the following season to go out and rebuild what Moyes failed to do.
Following on from that, Ian, the Glazier family did give Moyes reassurance that he would get a certain amount of time to cement his stamp at United. Unfortunately, this only lasted 9 months. Is this a worry to you that you've been reassured that, and is it a possibility that you might be following David Moyes as well after a 9-month stint?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'd like to concrete the fact that you can't tar the brush on the same manager, because at the end of the day, we're not both alike. I've got more drive than Moyes, I do think, and I've got vision where to drive this club for the future. Once again, he failed to produce, wins, silly little games, easy games in my eyes, and he failed to produce those wins, which obviously led to United finishing 7th in the league. Now, added finish at least 4th, qualifying for Champions League, I'm sure the Glazer family would have extended his welcome at United for the following season.
You speak about the future of United and where you see them going. Can you shed some light on where you see United going over the next 4 or 5 seasons?
I mean, let's not sugarcoat this. United are in bad ways at the moment. There's a lot of old guard out there. They've done their time at United, and they need a pat on the back. I mean, I see some maybe training roles, coaches for some of the players, and other the players are just dead wood to me. It's going to be a slow process, but I've got a vision in mind, and that's bringing in the youth for the future. Hopefully, we could do well this season, i.e. at least winning some form of cup, maybe Capital One or the FA Cup, at least challenging for the title. But say about season 3, hopefully I would have brought in quite a bit of youth that would have blended and mixed with the team, and filled some of the shoes that have now been vacated or shortly will be vacated.
Is this the signal to the end of the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, Giggs, Scholes, Evra?
Well,
is it something they need to worry about?
I've already had a word with the likes of Giggs, Vidic, Evra. As you know, Vidic is already out on a free. I believe it's Juventus, so there isn't no hardship there. Ferdinand, he's a long-serving guard, but at the end of the day, his body wasn't built to last as long as it has in a demanding role which he's played. So it's something I'm going to be looking at as maybe keep him on for another season, and possibly offer him a coaching role for defenders out there for the new youth I'll be bringing in. Likewise with Giggs, he's a great guy, served the club well, and he's got a lot of knowledge, and once again, he'll be in a coaching role. As for Evra, I mean, once again, he's had a good run at the club, but it's time for new blood, and I think at the end of the season he will be departing.
One final question, Ian, on transfers. Are we expecting to see players go out before they come in? After what we saw under David Moores, spent a lot of money on the likes of Mata, who has been a success since he's been there, and a lot of money going on for Flamini. Is that something that are you catching the brunt of the spending spree?
Well,
Can you shed some light on this one, Ian? Because many fans want to hear that you've got the cash at your disposal to bring in these big guns that Manchester United want and demand.
as I said, I mean, I'm picking up the pieces from what Moyes left. I'm going to be straight with you guys. You know, I haven't got an awful lot of money for this season, but I've got ways to generate quite a bit of money. I'm looking at least 3 to 4 big name players going out to United, and a possible 2 coming in. They are young, and they are what I like to call whiz kids, and hopefully they can rejuvenate the United side, inject a bit of pace back into them and excitement, and we can only see what goes on there, and look forward to the second season where hopefully I've got a lot more kitty to play with.
Okay, Ian. Well, we appreciate your time, and we're sure you've got a lot of hard work to do on the training ground now. So much respect to you, and good luck for the season.
Thank you very much.